What's up, guys? It's TJ,
And this is Napalm.
and today we got the commentary for the final game of Red Rage's XBX Knockout 1v1 tourney on Open Palms. And two very good players, Tagrock and CrazedChariot, both fought their way to the top. And what do you think about this map, Napalm?
I think it's a really good map for the final between these two players. Very open, many different things that can happen. I think we're going to see a lot of Tech 1 units.
Yes, it's a great map for spam and rock. Starting with that scout, usually you see that versus Seraphim for that first bomber, but it's facing a UEF, so I don't know why you did that.
Well, he's probably just checking to see where CrazedChariot is going to be sending his raiders, and it looks like he's just sending two Mech Marines straight down the middle. He has been doing that all tournament. He creates two Mech Marines from the first factory, and then he just sends them out before any engineers.
That is a good strategy, and that Tech 1 scout will be dead now. And a huge land spam plan for rock, going hydro in the second air, and then about 15 factories.
And it's pretty much the same thing for CrazedChariot.
Yes, lots of land. That's what wins this game. Both ACUs going to the hydro to help the engineers, which is what you really need to do.
So,
Tagrock having 3 engineers on the hydro, getting that super early, getting that power boost, and
it looks like Chariot is going to be splitting his Mech Marines up. But it looks like one of them is going to run into the tank and the other might run into the ACU. So that's not going to be good for him. And I'm curious to see if each player will go first interceptor or first bomber from their factory.
usually I get 2 interceptors up because at the time where I have my bomber, I run out of power if I go first bomber. And rock getting bomber first, probably aided by Tech 1 scout.
And so one Mech Marine has gone down, but the other one is on the left, and it doesn't look like Rock knows about it. And Rock's bomber is completed right as Chariot is actually getting his air factory, so way ahead. And Chariot going with the scout first.
So it's bad news for Chariot. If Rock does good with his bomber, he could take out a few NGs. He is getting an interceptor now, and he's assisting it. He probably saw the bomber come out, or he's just guessing.
Well, now he's going to see it. His scout has just seen it, so he knows that it was the right decision.
Yes.
And we'll see if any bombs get dropped. He gets one bomb, but he hits the ACU, so that's not good. And bomber doesn't actually kill anything.
So good play by CrazedChariot, losing nothing, and that was just wasted energy from Rock, who's now
And-
starting his land spam with 3 engineers.
And now, in terms of the early Air Force, it looks like Chariot with an advantage. He has 2 interceptors, Rock just has 1. That's not too important.
Yes.
Rock expanding down.
Air control is crucial on this map because you can get Tech 2 gunships and just completely rip your opponent because Tech 2 flak can't reach everywhere at once.
Looks like CrazedChariot managed to kill an engineer from Rock that was trying to expand to the left, so a good play there, and he's going to be running to the back, and he might get the other one as well.
Unless it is reclaimed by his engineer, which is fast thinking, but we'll see. And Rock doing a strategy that I do, moving forward their ACU to your opponent's side, taking their mexes so they can't expand, which is a great idea.
But at the same time, he's not picking up his own 4 mass extractors, so
It's
so he'll have to bring his engineers down to get those, so it's pretty much a trade-off.
And good rating in the back from Tagrock, has 2 tanks, denying engineers from expanding to the bottom.
It looks like Rock with a transport, he's going to be, he has 3 engineers, he's going to be dropping on the side bases, so he wants to get the expansion on the side. But will CrazedChariot see it?
He does, and he's chasing it, but the air force for Rock is too much, so it will not go down.
So good move there, he's going to take one of the side bases at least.
Yes. He
I
might go
don't
for
know if.
he might go for the second later, most likely.
And a mech marine from CrazedChariot is going to be attacking this mass extractor, but it looks like the engineer somehow avoided it with 41 health, and he's going to be able to get into the back.
Mhm.
So interesting there. And CrazedChariot with some tanks on the top, he's going to be attacking this engineer from Tag Rock.
Yeah, so good play by Chariot. Good rating. A couple of tanks from Rock running into CrazedChariot, and that will not do much. Except stop a mech from being built sooner.
And Rock is on the bottom. One of his tanks has a kill, so it looks like he took out the engineer.
Yes.
And Chariot realizes his mistake. He's running back to Rock's back 3 mexes, and he's going to kill the engineer. So good awareness, and he knows exactly what he's doing.
About the same number of factories for both players at this time. 4 NGs for his land spam. Let's check out the economies, starting with CrazedChariot. CrazedChariot doing a great job. He has plus mass, but he only has 100 in the tank, which is what you want. You want to be spending your mass. Good power too for Rock. He is kind of negative. He's stalling a bit.
CrazedChariot has no idea that Rock's ACU is on the bottom, and looks like he's just running a force into there, and that could be very bad.
Yes.
Because he has no radar, and it doesn't look like he scouted it. And he has managed to raid a little bit, and he has 4 tanks that are going to be moving to the back.
Kills 1 engineer, might kill a second. Rock needs to move that engineer out of the way.
Well, the tanks are moving in the wrong direction.
Oh, they are. They're just passing the engineer by.
And Rock is just going to stop and get the mass extractor, so either Chariot will see it or he'll just run by. Do we have any Tech 2 from either player?
I do not see any Tech 2 for CrazedChariot. But for Rock, same thing. No Tech 2 yet. There will be Tech 2. Lots of Ilshavas for Rock and Mongoose for CrazedChariot.
It looks like Rock is flying across the map. He's going to try to take the other side base because he already has the one on the left. And it looks like there isn't really much of a challenge for the transport.
Yes, that's one thing CrazedChariot is not doing well is taking the sides. Those are 6 extra mass extractors that you need to keep up. A good size land force moving towards Rock's base, but will encounter some of Rock's units, but it will clean it up pretty quickly with numbers.
Yeah, it's too close to Rock's production. He's going to be able to replenish his troops very quickly. And now Rock landing on the top. He's going to take that without a problem. And Chariot's still not able to expand to his bottom, so...
But at the same time, Rock, Rock doesn't have the top.
So both players with problems taking their back mexes. And Chariot raiding the top expansion yet again for Rock with 2 tanks.
At the same time, the bottom not being taken again for more NGs sending to the bottom for CrazedChariot. So, but they will be destroyed by that tank anyway. So it's even match for both players.
Rock with a nice radar placement here in the middle of the map. He knows where everything is.
Yes, radar is crucial in this map.
So he knows that there's not really anything from Chariot on the top, so he can tell that everything is on the bottom.
Those mexes Rock placed before is now being destroyed by Chariot's movement of units.
And Chariot already has an engineer in the area to claim those mexes. And he has to move his units to intercept a pretty large force from Rock coming in.
So we will see a battle between the 2 large forces of tanks. And not a lot of arty for Rock. Barely at all. It's mostly all tanks. Do you agree with that composition?
Well, yeah, if we check exact numbers, actually the force that's engaging right now is completely tanks. There's 29 tanks against a lot more. So that force is going to die.
Yes. So Rock just throwing units away at this moment.
He is trying to retreat with them, but CrazedChariot is killing a lot of them as they retreat.
Yeah. So in that matchup, Chariot got the upper hand.
Chariot with an ACU drone on the top ledge expansion, and that's a very interesting move.
That is an interesting move.
But for whatever reason, it's going back. He should reclaim the engineer and then take control of it.
That's an easy way just to steal mass extractors.
But for whatever reason, the drone is coming back, so not a great use there. He should have kept it over there. I'm not sure what it actually did.
I think it just moved and then he forgot about it and just went back to the ACU.
And for whatever reason, Rock is not finishing his factory on the top. He should. Oh, now he's finishing it.
Now he's finishing it.
Yeah.
Guess he just noticed. And using a transport to transport NGs to his top expansion. Kind of weird because he could have used it a long time ago just to walk NGs over and to take it.
Rock building artillery from his bottom ledge expansion, and he's using it to attack Chariot's ground units. So that's a good move.
That is a good move.
And also both players taking their back mexes for themselves. But it looks like Chariot will raid it yet again. So definitely doesn't want Rock to get those.
Yes. Very persistent.
Rock doing his best to attack CrazedChariot, but he runs into the ACU in a point defense, so that's not going to do anything.
Yeah, he won't get far. And a lot of spam for the bottom side, equal on the top. I'm just waiting for that one attack, one huge battle between these two players.
Rock keeping a lot of engineers close to his production. He might be thinking about going Tech 2 soon. He has a large amount of engineers. Let's see what he plans to do with those. If we look at Reclamation coming up at minute 12, we see that Rock is at 4,900 and CrazedChariot is at only 2,300. So Rock has reclaimed more than twice as much as CrazedChariot. And that might translate into more units.
Yes. Reclaim is what upgrades your mexes on these kind of maps. But on this map, you don't really need to upgrade mexes because you have so many.
But yeah, CrazedChariot doesn't have any Tech 2. He's making one right now, which is at 90%. And Rock with 2 Tech 2 mexes, so a little bit ahead in that regard. But he doesn't have as many Tech 1s, so.
And as we look at his commanders, Rock is getting Tech 2 upgrade, while CrazedChariot already has it. Just reclaiming around. Getting a Tech 2 point defense at the top. A lot more units for CrazedChariot. Rock needs to build a little more factories to keep up with his production.
Now, a question I have is, Chariot has a lot of excess power. He has almost 300 that he's wasting every second. So he should either be making a lot more air, he should go Tech 2, he should get an upgrade, he should do something besides waste his power. He has way too much power.
He has a lot of NGs already on his Tech 2 factory that I forgot to see, his Tech 2 air factory. Might be looking for gunships, but he does not have air control. There's a lot more NTs for Rock, I think.
And Rock's economy is doing much better. He is spending all his mass and energy, although he might power stall a little bit, but still doing very well. Chariot now with 700 excess power. He needs to do something with that. Because these all these Tech 1 power generators are 75 mass each. And if you just spend that and you never use the power, then it's a waste. But Rock with a massive force, and I'm not sure if Chariot has as many. Chariot going Tech 2 land.
Yes, I saw that. I was about to comment. Lots of NGs on that Tech 2 factory. Planning to get out Mongoose and pillars. Tech 2 tanks pillars, right?
Yeah, he might be going. Another useful unit would be the mobile shield. Because he has so much power, he might as well make a bunch of mobile shields.
Yes, he has a Tech 2 power generator, and he's getting a shield with his ACU right now. And a battle commencing between the two players. I think Rock has the upper hand.
Yeah, I think he has a lot more units.
Sending some tanks down. to raid these back mexes. Smart idea.
And Rock also on the bottom, he's using a tank to shoot over the edge at one of the mexes. That's it's a little amusing.
Mhm.
And he is bringing a transport around the side, and he's going to take the bottom expansion. So while the battle is happening, he's expanding into Chariot's territory, so that's a great move.
Getting all that reclaim at that battle too. That's a very good idea.
Now Chariot with a Tech 2 engineer, so he could be thinking about a lot of Tech 2 point defense. That'd be a good
Tech
move
2
in
point
this
defense
situation.
and a unit that wins games is TML. It might cost a lot, but when you can destroy their economy, it's hard to come back, especially on these kind of maps.
And Chariot already with a ridiculous amount of power, and he's going to get a Tech 2 power generator, so he's going to have a lot of power.
Mhm.
And he's making gunships as well, so he might be going for a really hard air spam with all that power.
And he can't go for the snipe because Tagrock already has a shield and a Tech 2 flak, so any kind of snipe is out of the question right now.
And Rock right now is almost done with a TML of his own, so he could be looking to attack the mexes of CrazedChariot. CrazedChariot now only has 2 Tech 2 Master Strikers, so it's not like there's many great targets. But the Tech 2 power generator would be a good target.
Oh, a huge target. I think that generator is what's keeping his economy alive at the moment with this air spam.
Well, now he has 1,000 extra power.
Oh, okay. So even if that's destroyed, he will be fine. And CrazedChariot stopped all of his production on his factories, sending units forward that will be killed while a small little force is going to his base.
So now he's moving all the engineers to the air factories, so maybe he's planning to defend with gunships. I'm not sure why he stopped all his land production, though.
Maybe he's lost motivation. He's trying to go for an air snipe, which will not work.
He is moving everything in the direction of Tagrock's ACU. Tagrock now with missiles flying. We'll see what he has in mind. Does Rock know about the Tech 2 power? He does, so I wouldn't be surprised if he shoots a missile at it.
Yeah, CrazedChariot, he's desperate now. He's sending every single engineer onto that Tech 2 factory, trying to produce gunships. And TMLs are now flying, sorry, at the Tech 2 factory.
And CrazedChariot calls it GG, and I have to agree with him. There's not really anything he can do. He's so far behind. I really have to question why he stopped making land units.
I don't know. Something you have to ask him. He was behind with map control. Once he lost that bottom expansion, he was behind. Just when you're behind, it sucks.
Now he's basically standing still. He's pretty much lost hope, and he's just gonna wait to die. So it looks like the tag team is gonna win another tournament.
As usual, tag team is a great team. It's hard to beat them on any kind of map.
So CrazedChariot is gonna die here at minute 19. So that was a good game, a worthy final, but it's a little bit too much from Tagrock. And that's it.
Yes. So CrazedChariot will die. GG, winner of the tourney, Tagrock, as you said. And I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I'll see you guys later.